It was your parents' 11 years wedding anniversary. They didn't plan a party. They didn't expect gifts. Your parents were the kind of people who believed love didn't need celebration to prove it. But you wanted to do something. You wanted to surprise them. For months, maybe even years, you had been saving small coins, loose change, money left over from errands, tiny amounts no one would notice. And finally, it was enough. On Saturday night, you walked to a small bakery at the edge of town. The shop smelled like sugar and warm bread. You stood there staring at the cakes behind the glass. Some were big, some were colorful, but they were too expensive. So you chose the smallest one. Simple white cream, a little red writing on top. Happy anniversary. The baker wrapped it carefully and handed it to you. You held that box like it was the most valuable thing in the world. Because to you, it was. You could already imagine their reaction. Your mother covering her mouth in surprise. Your father smiling in that quiet way he did when he was proud of you. For once, you were the one giving them something. You started walking home slowly, carefully, making sure the cake didn't tilt. But halfway down the road, headlights appeared behind you. A car stopped beside you. 4 men stepped out. Their energy changed the air instantly. They looked at you like you had insulted them. One of them grabbed your shirt. "You think you're arrogant?" he said. "Our car passed and you didn't stop." You didn't understand. Your mind was somewhere else. All you cared about was the cake in your hands. One of the men noticed it. He snatched the box from you, opened it, looked at the cake, then lifted it in the air like he was about to smash it on the ground. Your heart jumped into your throat. You begged, "Please, don't. It's for my parents. Tomorrow is their anniversary." For a moment, the men stared at you. Then they looked at each other, and suddenly, they smiled. "Relax," one of them said. "If it's for your parents, take us to your house. We'll celebrate with them." You believed them. You were young. You didn't understand the kind of men they were, so you led them home. And that was the worst decision of your life. The moment the door opened, everything changed. The cake hit the floor. Your father didn't even have time to react. Gunshots exploded through the room. Your mother screamed once, then silence. The cake you had saved your whole life for was crushed into the floor beside their blood. You stood there frozen, your mind refusing to understand what just happened. Then one of the men grabbed you. "Take him," he said. That night, your life ended, and another one began. You woke up somewhere cold. Concrete walls, a metal door, a room full of boys. They were about your age, but their faces looked older, harder. Fear lived inside that room. No one spoke much, because everyone already understood the rules. The next morning, they made everyone stand in a line. A boy stepped forward. He had disobeyed an order the night before. They didn't argue. They didn't warn him. They simply shot him, right in front of everyone. The sound echoed through the building. That was the moment you understood something important. You weren't just kidnapped. You were being shaped. They gave you your first duty. Watch the others. Report anyone who disobeys. At first you tried not to, but then you saw what happened to boys who stayed silent. They disappeared. So you started reporting. And every time you did, your status rose. More trust, more responsibility, more blood. Years passed. You became good at surviving, not because you enjoyed violence, but because survival in that world required it. Eventually, the cartel boss noticed you. You were calm, loyal, efficient, so he made you his messenger. You delivered orders to other cartels. You organized operations. When the boss smelled danger, he sent you, and you always handled it. Then one day, he gave you a mission. A rival cartel leader had become a problem. You tracked him, found him, and killed him. That single act changed everything. The boss promoted you, second in command. Now you gave orders. Now people feared you. Now entire territories answered to you. Power surrounded you, but peace never did. Then the government changed. A new regime came into power, and they declared war on the cartels. Your group was one of the main targets. Someone had been leaking information to the police. Through a trusted source, your boss found the traitor, one of your own men. He called you. His voice was calm. Wipe the entire family from the face of the earth. You didn't question it, because questioning orders in that world was suicide. That night you arrived at the man's house with 4 of your men. The door opened. You shot him. His wife screamed. You shot her too. The house fell silent. Then the front door opened again. 2 children walked in. They were holding a cake. They saw you and smiled. "Are you our parents' friends?" one of them asked. They looked happy, excited. They thought guests had arrived to celebrate. That was when you saw the writing on the cake. Happy 11th anniversary, Mom and Dad. Your heart stopped. Suddenly, you weren't in that house anymore. You were back in your childhood home, watching the cake you bought smashed on the floor, hearing the gunshots that killed your parents, feeling the same helplessness, the same pain, the same anniversary, 11 years. Your hands started shaking. You turned to your men. Don't shoot the children. But Mike understood the rules. No witnesses. He pulled the trigger. 2 shots. The children fell. Something inside you shattered. You turned your gun on Mike and shot him. Then you ran. You returned to your childhood home. It was abandoned. Dust covered everything. You walked into the room where your parents died, and the memories flooded back. The cake, the gunshots, your mother's scream. For the first time in years, you cried. That night you made a decision. You were done. You were leaving the cartel. But men like you don't just walk away. Soon the cartel started searching for you. You left the city the next morning, changed your name, packed what little you had, and boarded a train to another city. Maybe somewhere nobody knew your past. Maybe somewhere you could start again. Hours later, the train arrived. You stepped onto the platform, pulled your luggage down. Then a small boy ran toward you. He looked about 11 years old, the same age you were when everything changed. He handed you a letter. Before you could ask anything, he ran away. You opened it. Inside were 4 words. There is no way out. Your heart sank, slowly. You looked, and somewhere in the distance, a trigger was pulled.